Join Sean and Brad as they talk about sports and share a beer. From the east coast of Canada to the west coast of the United States. Over to you, boys.
Hey, everybody, what's up? Sean and Brad at Guys Beer Sports. Episode 21 coming at you today. Today, we have a friend of mine, super knowledgeable, has a fantastic job. We will get into that in a second. Lambton Lawrence is here with us, and so we're excited to talk to him. Sean, hello, how are you?
I'm great, man. How you doing?
Doing well. Hey, as always, this episode brought to you by Flyers Brewery, official beer sponsor of Guys Beer Sports. Flyers, we appreciate you for all you do. I know, they're in this time of, a pandemic, they're doing their best to kind of keep everything going. They're having pop-up shops on the weekends, so make sure you guys pop in there and see. They've got daily specials. You can pick your order up at the curb. You can walk in and grab it. They've got beer specials. They've got sitting happy hour, and they just expanded their heating area, for you to sit and be warm. And the tent's bigger. It's about double the size it was before. So they have plenty of room to accommodate everybody. So go grab the prime rib dip is my favorite. So go grab that. Grab one of their fantastic beers they have on tap. I've got a porter today. That kind of holds me over the winter time. It's the Pacemaker Porter. It's my go-to. Yeah, it's the Pacemaker. It gets me through the day. It's a fantastic beer, especially this time of year. So, corner of Highway 20 and Whidbey Avenue in Oak Harbor. Flyers Brewery, go see them. Tell them we said hello.
Yeah, everybody in the Washington area, especially in the Skagit County area, please stop in, check it out. Thank you so much, Flyers. So happy. So I'm still sticking with Old Biddies.
Yeah.
Probably will polish this whole thing off tonight or today or sometime during the podcast. This is the Patrick O'Neill's Irish Red Ale, 111 Cobequid Road. They're going to be closing a little early on Christmas Eve, but you should definitely get some of that beer. Good stuff. Old Biddies, thank you.
Yes.
Hey, I just wanted to show one more second here. Starting in the new year, so after the Christmas holidays, I don't know if you guys noticed. Brad, have you noticed? You noticed something on
that beautiful face on there?
Look at that. Look at our faces there.
Yeah.
I would do a close-up. But, we're going to have a merchandise available coming January 2nd. So January 3rd, actually, by the time the episode drops. Yeah. We'll be advertising on Facebook. Okay. All that good stuff on Teespring. Canada, it's a little bit more expensive. US, you're not paying that much. Canada, we're probably going to be looking at
par for the course.
Yeah, we're probably going to be looking at some alternatives, but right now, this is what's available to us.
Right. Okay.
Brad,
hey, let's get to it.
Let's do it. Okay. Okay, Lambton's coming in. Oh, look at this guy.
Lambton, what's up, bro? Oh,
went to wardrobe real quick.
Yeah. That's the thing, right? The Jerry Rice. You got to go. No one's gonna say shit.
Just gonna say respect right there.
Got to.
I usually will drag Sean over his jersey choices because he's got a handful of them, but he always has the Jim Brown one. I got to stay away from it, and I feel the same about that one. So.
Yeah, not much. Like a few guys you really can't say too much about.
Yeah. Once they put the work in, you just got to kind of leave them alone. You can't say too much.
Yeah, I think every team's got probably at least one guy.
That's it.
You just got to, all right, Buffalo would be, if you got on a Bruce Smith jersey or something, I got nothing to say,
Absolutely, right?
About the Arizona Cardinals. Who is in Arizona?
Fitz?
Oh, probably. Yeah.
I mean, that's the only one. Larry Fitzgerald.
Yeah,
he's such a nice guy too, right? That's the thing.
Yeah. It's just weird because he's current. He's still current, so it's kind of like
But he's an amazing athlete. One of the best wide receivers we probably have ever seen.
Yeah. He probably have a big game this week. They're playing Philly, and Philly dropped like 5 DBs in that last game.
Yep.
And I don't think they're going to be available. So, if you're keying in on Hop and Kirk,
you gotta get Larry some run.
Yeah.
He's at that stage of his career, right, where he's gonna have 1 or 2 big games a year, but the rest of the time he's gonna be really kind of pedestrian and be a decoy and younger guys.
Yeah.
Man, Lambton, first off, I just want to give props, all right, because Brad was looking like a bushy, I don't know what, Sasquatch. I have no idea. Lambton, thank you for cleaning up Brad. He looks amazing right now. Yeah.
I need a barber though.
Yeah.
Well, isn't that the way, right? If you were like a contractor, your home is the last one to get done. If you were like, a mechanic, your car is the last one to get done. And here you are, you're an artist here. You're a barber, and of course, you're the last one to get done, right? You're doing everybody else, making them look great.
Yeah, it's special occasions, man.
It's the only time you walk in.
My wife's like, "Can you please?" Yeah, okay.
Can you book yourself an appointment and put some time aside for yourself?
Man, I'm this close to letting her do it, man.
So I do. All right. So I have two questions for you, Lambton.
So real quick, so Lambton operates a barbershop. I think he gives the best fades around. That's the only place I get compliments on my hair all the time. So Lambton's great. So go see him. He's on Midway in Oak Harbor. But Lamb's been cutting hair for a long time, runs his own gig. In my opinion, one of the top, like in my friends list, like Lambton's job is up in the top, right? I got a friend that's an umpire in baseball, a guy that flies fighter jets. Kind of like Tom Cruise, and then Lambton. Like those are my top three jobs of like the coolest shit that my friends do, because Lambton's everything to everybody. You know what I mean? Like get all kinds of advice in that shop. Like it's that's the place to be.
I'd probably stop cutting hair if I could or fly some jets. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. That's a good list. It's a good list, man.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Man, I wanted to ask you two questions there. So the first question is, at the barbershop, you got probably all sorts of characters. It's probably very accurate to Ice Cube's barbershop, right? Like with people coming in, trying to talk all this smack.
It's close. I'm not on the south side of Chicago, but it's close. It's Oak Harbor.
Yeah, but you must know right away, like because you have to obviously know what you're talking about, because if you're gonna have a conversation, that's at least the tips, right?
Oh yeah.
To be knowledgeable about certain things, but you got to know if you're sitting there, somebody's trying to pass you some goods, right? Like, wait a second, I don't think you've watched this game.
No, yeah, definitely. Yeah, a lot of people will come up with just it's almost like if you're reading through the comment section on Bleacher Report or something, you're just like, what? It's just, where a quick Google, it's like a quick Google will just help you, man. It's hilarious, man. Like it's social media come to life. You get everybody in there. You don't know, people's personalities. And
right.
you, like you said, you can kind of just tell right off the bat,
man. And then my other question is, with sports in that area, right? How much do you have to talk about high school sports when you're there doing your stuff? Because obviously that's a big thing over there in Oak Harbor, I would imagine, the Wildcats.
Yeah, it's definitely a topic. It's more or less with the locals. We are in a military town, so we get a lot of people are from everywhere. So a lot of the people that come through aren't really enamored or, tied in with the local sports. Now, I went to school here. So, I played football for the high school here and, came up through the youth leagues here and all that stuff. So, when I do get, the locals in there, we'll definitely talk about that. It's a little rough right now.
Yeah, it seems to be like there's more than three of us in the room. Like if you get three alumni in the room, then we're going to talk about the high school a little bit.
Right.
It was just me and Lambton, like in the shop, man. We're not talking about high school football. We're talking about real football or whatever, like whatever's really going on.
Yeah.
We get that third person in there. When did you graduate?
The thing is that what Canadians like, and the thing is with Canadians, I mean, we have minor league hockey, right? We have hockey going through school, hockey, midget hockey, all that stuff. Mm-hmm. But as much as we love our hockey and we go to hockey, I don't think Canadians understand the insane lengths you guys go through for even just your high school football. Like high school, 10,000. It's like a CFL game. 10,000. I'm like, holy
I mean,
smokes.
that's probably not everywhere. I mean, Texas and places like that. We definitely in high school. We especially in a small town like ours, it's we definitely had good crowds when our team was good.
Yeah.
And but you can go to some places, man, and there'd be nobody at their games. It'd be kind of rough. But
Sean was here stationed in Oak Harbor when we were good, so that his vision of the games is that. And then he went to CFL games, and we were out drawing the CFL, so that's been a point of contention in our relationship.
Okay, so my worst feeling is when I went to a CFL game and I'm paying NFL prices. I was just like, what in the no?
Yeah.
No.
I don't even know what the local ticket for the high school games are anymore, but I used to sneak in anyway.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking they've probably gone up a lot since they got that, the big new stadium and everything.
Yeah. Yeah, it's nice. It's nice to be an alumni and know who's working the door, because then you can just slide in. That seems to be.
But I know, 11 years ago I paid $5. So,
okay.
9 years ago, I paid $5. So I don't know.
Well, and see, that was after. I think they had the stadium probably 9 years ago.
Yeah. The stadium was for sure there. Yeah.
And that was after they won the state championship. But before that, we played in this little hole, and loved it. I think the bleachers collapsed, and I was like, all right, we gotta do something.
The last year of it was real sketchy. They had to have a limit on who could sit up there, and it was
and then they got rid of what was there and put up those like temporary bleachers. And, I think they just parked buses down there, like abandoned buses.
Yeah, I think it's turned into a parking lot.
It's like a little bus graveyard. There's a couple of campers in there. The grass is grown over.
So like with college happening right now, I'm sure both you guys must be feeling some sort of way that Oregon ended up playing against USC as opposed to Washington, just due to COVID, I guess. It was due to COVID there, Brad?
Yeah. Yeah, so Washington couldn't field the team 2 consecutive weeks, so that put Oregon in the spot, and then Oregon went out and handled their business last night and took care of USC. So it puts them in the conversation. But I just feel like the Pac-12 is a Power 5 conference, but I think it's like the 5th of those conferences, because you don't want to see Oregon play Alabama or Clemson or probably even Notre Dame. That's blowout city. That's just going to be how that works. So.
We saw it a couple years ago, I think.
Yeah.
I think we talked about that the other day. We saw, it's if you're a real UW fan, you were kind of like on the outside. Hey, Alabama. We're not worried about Alabama, but on the inside.
I remember saying out loud, "Oh, it'll be a good game," and then my heart feeling like it ain't gonna be no good game.
No, is it bad that I bet against them? Like.
So you guys. Oh no, go ahead, Lambs. I'm sorry.
I was gonna say, as far as the them getting replaced by Oregon, I think it's if you look at the dynamics of it, I mean, Oregon is really spread out, and UW is in the heart of the city. It's right there, in Seattle,
right?
And so I understand it being a little bit harder to keep them COVID numbers down, and I'm not saying they were being irresponsible or anything like that. It's just the way 2020's panned out.
Our brother doesn't have Uncle Phil money either, so you got that going.
There you go.
What was that? Uncle Phil money? What?
Yeah, Phil Knight went to Oregon, right? He's the founder of Nike, and so that's why Oregon has the best. Oregon has hands down the best uniforms and all that stuff, because they get all the new stuff first. That's the draw. They still can't field a competitive team, but that's just what it is, right?
Hey, they're gonna put on some nice uniforms for this.
They're gonna be the Oregon's like the rich kid that wants to play basketball, and he shows up in like all the fresh new gear and shit, but he doesn't have a crossover. Like, that's what Oregon is.
Yeah, man. Like headband, wristbands, all types of play football. They got the face shields,
all the accessories,
everything. everything.
All new and sparkly custom cleats. All that.
Yeah, Jesus.
Can't do nothing.
All right. What do you guys feel then? So after saying that about Washington, Ohio State has the ability to play Northwestern for their championship there. 5 wins only. What's your feeling on that there, Lampton? I don't know if you got one.
So I do have a feeling on that, and so here's the thing. I know it's not fair. I don't think it's fair. But I do know that Ohio State is one of the better 4 teams in the conference, in the NCAA. I want to see a good game, and I think I want to see Justin Fields versus Trevor Lawrence or something like that. That's must see TV.
Right.
And
right.
It's unfortunate, it's not fair, but like Stephen A. Smith say, a fair is a place where you judge pigs. It's really not. It's got nothing to do with football right now.
Yeah.
So
yeah, true enough.
That's just the thing. I think we should look at this year not as how many games you were able to play, or even those things. I think you got to look at it as we look at preseason rankings, because those preseason rankings are rarely wrong when you talk about top 5, right?
Absolutely.
That's a look at your roster and your coaching staff and your resource. All of those things come into play, and then as the year goes, you fall off because you catch a loss or you catch some injuries or whatever. But for me, that's who it should be. It should be Ohio
it's no
State
different
in that conversation.
Yeah, it's no different with this pandemic. I mean, okay, it's unfortunate you got infected by it. You know what I mean? But it's right now modern day world stuff. So you have to figure out a way to get around it, right? Mm-hmm. I'm just happy because we have a very easy window, I think, as Ohio State to get into the playoffs, the final games, the semifinals.
You know what? And we'll see today too, because there's a lot of noise about Clemson, right? And
there's a lot of noise about Clemson dropping to Notre Dame.
But they didn't have their top quarterback, right? But they have him today. So let's see what happens today.
And it took them, Notre Dame got the win last time, but that went to what, 3 overtimes or something like that. It just, I think Trevor can get that done inside of regulation.
I think if you have a freshman in it, I think that was maybe his second start.
Right.
Yeah. Exactly.
Right. You went to 3 or 4 times with that cat, and then now you're going to get the consensus #1 overall pick, the best player in football, coming back.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see what it is. I don't think you should disrespect Clemson and not put them in the top.
No, absolutely. But you know what? No, go ahead, Lampton. Go ahead.
I was going to say, that kid from Hawaii, he played well. He played really well. But, he did make 1 or 2, mistakes. And there was a couple things I saw. He couldn't throw anything left side of the field. And he was almost intercepted every time he threw left, or he threw really high left. He left a lot of things out there on the field. Trevor could make every throw. Yeah, the guy, he can make them all. So
Trevor could probably start for 2/3 of NFL teams right now,
except for the Jets. He doesn't want to start there, right?
I'm just saying, look, from a talent perspective, he could start almost anything.
Yeah, people really don't like Jimmy G. I'm a 49ers fan. I get on all the forums for the Niners, and they're like, we got to get rid of this guy. We got to get rid of this guy. Let's draft one. And I'm telling them, like, look, man, there's only one guy that we can draft, and we have no shot at getting him.
That's exactly it. Unless the Jets trade for you, right? The Jets make a trade with you, and then what would you have to give up? What would you have to give up? That's the interesting thing. What would you, as the Niners, have to give up? Because it ain't going to be cheap.
Bosa.
Bosa, 2 first-round picks probably get the done.
Probably give him our Robert Saleh, the defensive coordinator. You probably give him
the defensive coordinator. Here you go.
That would be crazy. I forgot about that. Because I don't remember other coach. I think Gruden's the only coach I know of that was traded for a draft pick.
I forgot about that. Oh my gosh, I forgot about that.
That Oakland Tampa Bay transfer, there was a draft pick involved.
Yeah. Saleh's he's a hot commodity right now. Everybody wants him. Everybody's talking about him.
Do you think he'll do well as a head coach?
I think so. I think so.
I wish people would leave him alone, man. Just let him stay. Jesus, I'm throwing shade. I'm like, man, remember Dan Quinn? Man?
Gus Bradley's a good one for me for the comparison.
I'm throwing all the shade I can, man, just to keep him.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
Jacksonville and sucks. Yeah, it's hard. It's difficult to have a good coordinator like that. And that's the thing. Like, I wish that Seattle would bring Dan Quinn back just so Ken Norton can go back to coaching linebackers. Because Ken Norton's not a great defensive coordinator.
Honest question here. Honest question. Do you guys think that Lamar Jackson had to go take a number 2 in that Monday night game? That's why he left the field real quick and it came back. Because that was something crazy, man.
I think I like that story better.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's true, but I like that one better.
He had some cramps. I think those cramps were in his stomach. I watched him running in the tunnel.
I saw him too. It looked like a man that had to go urgently.
Yeah. I knew as soon as he had that, like when you got to make a corner real quick and like you lock up one leg so you can pivot on it. Like that's what he did. He like skipped in that corner trying to cut that corner. I was like, man, he's trying to get somewhere real quick. Maybe he was just trying to get some help to get back on the field, but
he had the arm real tight to the side with the thumb up jog. That's classic. I gotta go.
Listen, man, he was like, I got on white pants on national TV. I got to get in this tunnel now. Like it's not playing.
Oh man, all I know is that, that's the only thing that makes sense to me is like right in the middle, and then it made me think is like I wonder how many times that has actually happened while playing. Like, oh, this is happening right now. Oh, because I know just walking around. Nature calls, man.
Yeah, you know what? I mean, I'm not a pro athlete, but I can recall that I was playing semi-pro, and I made it to halftime, but boy, it was coming up.
First one in the locker room.
First one, dead sprint. Oh God! I'm like, just kneel it. Let's go.
Yep. Keep that clock going.
Man, I'm not kidding, man. That was at the new stadium too, in here in Oak Harbor. I was playing some semi-pro, man, and I just had some cramps, man. I really felt it. But I'm not a pro athlete, so I was, probably not. Probably had a McDonald's like sausage biscuit or something in the morning. It was just not.
Just didn't agree with you. It just didn't agree with you that day.
Probably not your typical NFL pregame meal. It's just, probably was like Saturday morning, so I probably had a bunch of liquor sitting in the bottom of my stomach too. It's just I didn't have a curfew or anything.
You want to highly tune athletic machine at that point, and
see that's
all the doctors and shit.
That's the thing, yeah. I tell you that age, man, it'll catch you real quick.
Yeah.
No joke.
I didn't think it would. I didn't think it would. I would literally play semi-pro football games after drinking all night long.
Yeah.
And have good games too. Great games.
I remember I lived out in the Midwest in Kansas. They have one of the premier junior colleges out there, Garden City Community College, and they're always in the top for winning the national championships. And they bring always guys in that just can't huck it grade wise, right? And so like they go there for a year, like just older talented dudes, man. And every Friday night, like we'd be out, and they would just be there, just smash. Then come in Saturday morning, just be destroying people. And I was like, man,
that's not right. It's not right.
It's not. You feel like it's not fair, right? If you can be a little bit athletic and you can do some stuff and you're all right, but then you see that shit, you're like, man, that guy is.
So I will never forget this. This is like, of course, pre-military days. It was my cousin, a couple of my cousin's friends. This is in Toronto, right on Queen Street. There was a little park there, and we used to just go out there, throw the football around. And I remember this like rugby team from a college. They came out and they wanted to take the field, and we're just like, well, we're here throwing the ball, man. So let's play a game of football over it. This is a rugby team. Here we are, a bunch of guys just smoking and drinking and smoking. And it's like, okay, we'll play. We beat them. I have no idea. My cousin ended up running up, catching this ball. There's a manhole in the field. There's a manhole there, and he comes down on the manhole with his hand, catches it one hand, splits his hand open, still wants to play. And all I remember is us beating these guys. And I'm just there going, there's no way that we should have beat these guys. But it's because I think we were just loose, like real loose.
Yeah.
Real loose.
They were.
Turkey Day, Turkey Day games.
That's it.
You
That's
know,
it.
we used to do those. You know, meet up at the field, and you know, it'd be funny. You know, you go out there with like 4, 5, 6 guys, and then there'd be 11 or 12 more there already. You got yourself a game.
That's
You
it.
know,
That's it.
got yourself a game, and you know, I'm 6, 7 beers in. I think one year they had those Sparks, those energy drink alcohol.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I remember those.
We pounded 3 or 4 of those, man, and we got lit. and I remember hitting the guy, and he went over to the side. We were just jacked up.
Yeah.
And I hit him, and he just went over there and just puked everything. But he came right back in. You know, it was good.
Yeah.
I'm good to go.
Right. Got him a Gatorade, and that was it. Just kept
You
going.
can rally. We'll learn that. Billy Bob's great at that shit. That's how it goes.
Those Turkey Day games were good, man.
Yeah, they were. They were good
Man.
days.
I just can't believe how much is happening today. Like, so we got those playoff games in college.
Yes.
Buffalo Bills and Green Bay Packers are playing today. And we also got the UFC on today. This is a big Saturday.
Dude, Canelo is fighting tonight too.
Yeah.
I totally forgot about that. Holy
Yeah.
smokes. This is a big, big day.
It's a good
Yeah.
weekend for sports.
Yeah.
I don't even know how I'm gonna watch it all, but like Canelo, that's a big draw right there.
Yeah.
Fighting
So, I don't know how you're going to watch it. And I honestly, Brad, I don't know how Dave's going to watch it, even with his 2 TV screens.
You just got to break the iPad out or something. Just watch one on your phone, watch one on the TV.
Oh, he has a projector too. You missed that. He has a projector. We have a buddy, and he did a trick there with his wife. He ended up getting 2 TVs, right? And said, you can watch Lifetime on this TV, and I can watch my sports on this TV. I keep it down, but we're watching TV together, right?
Mhm.
He's
And
got
then
270s on the wall side by side.
Two 70 inches, yeah.
All he watches is 2 games at a time, though. There's never Lifetime on that TV.
That's it. It ended up going from Lifetime to like two separate sporting events happening at the same time. On the TV.
I was gonna say that'd be my life. I'd buy the TVs with the premise, hey, honey, you know.
Yeah. That's what he said. He was like, we can sit on the couch together and enjoy our quality time, but we can each watch what we want to watch.
Yeah, but no, not my wife. My wife would be like, I'm out of here. I'm leaving. She'd want to go to the casino or something. You have fun with your 2 TVs. And
this is your price. You're going to pay a price for this, and that price is the casino.
Yep.
But this is a perfect time of the year right now. Perfect time.
There's always that outside chance that she doubles her money or something. So.
Yeah, it's always good. It's never a bad move.
Yeah. Then it's a good day. It's a great day.
Yeah,
there you go.
It's a real good day. Sean, are you worried about your Bills losing the Broncos today?
No. That's a lock, bro. That's a lock. Listen, so far you've been wrong about everything about my Bills so far, Brad. You've been wrong about it. I want to talk to Lampton about this because you know what? Maybe a different perspective might be different because every time you are like the naysayer on the Bills. You hate Josh Allen. You gave the Niners a 1.5 point spread over the Bills.
That wasn't my point spread. That was a published point spread, son. That's what that was. I'll ask Lampton what he thinks about Josh Allen. I'll wait.
Okay, all right. Lampton, what do you think about Josh Allen?
Okay, so I think
okay.
I think what I think about Josh Allen has changed from what I thought about Josh Allen, and that's just over the past few weeks. I think he's athletic, and he's got a real big arm. But before, I didn't like his decision making before. You know, maybe it's just a young guy. You know, and he's definitely. I never really watched him too much until he, put it on my 49ers a couple weeks back. And
there was a couple of beautiful passes he made there. And I was just like, how's this guy wide open?
He definitely humbled me a little bit in that game. I think I thought, I was like, he's trash, whatever. But I had to come to terms with that one. He really did. And now we were depleted as well. We were pretty depleted.
Yeah.
Leading the league in IR designations.
Yeah.
By a lot.
And he was just, rolling to the right, and our guys were just chasing him, and I'm like, stop letting him roll to a freaking right.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Well, he made Richard Sherman look very average, I thought, because he was throwing the Richard Sherman side, and Sherman wasn't able to hang with Stephon Diggs there.
Here's the thing. Here's with Sherman. If you are in the rhythm of the play, you drop back and throw it. 3-step drop, 4-step drop, or whatever. Sherman's got you covered.
Mm-hmm.
But when the play breaks down, and your receivers are coming back to the ball, running around, man, he can kind of get beat that way, or he'll definitely get caught in the hole because he's gonna grab you.
Right.
That's right. I like Sherman for that.
Yeah.
Used to hate him for it. But
Sherman makes real good money when he has a good safety to cover him up.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And Richard Sherman should probably move to safety, I think, at this point in his career. But
I think he'd be excellent free safety.
Yeah.
Even a strong safety, man. The guy, he put on some pounds. And
he can hit. He's not afraid to hit. He's not afraid to do that at
he's
all.
still probably the best tackler at corner. I'd never see him miss tackles. He doesn't let guys go by him. He'll wrap you up.
Yeah.
He's trying to get a running back coming around that corner. He's trying to get him in the backfield. He's not trying to square him up and let the linebacker come in and get him or none of that. He's trying to get rid of that ball and make a move on him.
Yeah.
He's 6'4" and gets low.
Yep.
Yeah.
Sean's upset about my Josh Allen critique because so Sean Lampton is about your size. Like he's as big as we are, right? We're all the same. And Lampton, Sean's upset because I said that Josh Allen couldn't hit Sean and I standing side by side 30 yards down the field.
I think that's a different story now.
His accuracy is terrible. What?
I think it's a different story now.
You think he's more accurate now than he was?
Okay,
before?
so I saw him flub one that was an interception that I thought, oh my gosh, what did he throw? Right? Like, that was a complete egg. But I mean, I agree with Lampton. Like last year at that postseason, I thought to myself, his football IQ is not there. Yeah. And I thought to myself, oh gosh, like, yeah, okay, you got all the goods, but if the IQ ain't there, it ain't gonna work. But this year, it's like he put some time in there, man. And like let's face it, his completion rate right now, I think, is 68. Now, yeah, he has a few interceptions, but he has a lot of touchdowns. Yeah. He has some rushing touchdowns.
Would you rather have Trevor Lawrence than Josh Allen?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, we have to wait and see what Trevor Lawrence can do in the NFL this one season.
No. I don't think we gotta wait.
Yeah, we all said that though. We all said that, but don't forget there was Marinovich, there was Ryan Leaf, there was
no. There's questions about all them kids coming out.
Yeah,
like you knew the talent was there, but you didn't know about the emotional IQ and
it's true. Trevor Lawrence has been under a microscope the whole entire time of his career in college. So he's legit. He's legit.
He'd have been number 1 2 years ago.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Coming out.
He's a generational talent. I think that's normally you feel a certain way about college quarterbacks coming out. It's all system and all that kind of stuff. But Trevor Lawrence checks all the boxes.
But it's funny because I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was gonna say last thing about Josh. Josh is good, and he's done a lot of improvement since he first got there. But I still think come playoff time, if they're not playing in Buffalo, that those little things that he needs to improve on or just got better at, that he's still kind of just working on a little bit. They may come back to haunt him, and it's like Lamar Jackson. I love him, his MVP season.
Yeah.
But I told everybody that would listen that they're going to lose that first playoff game, and they did.
And he's lost, and actually he's 0-2 in the playoffs when you think about it.
Yeah. Rookie year, I didn't give him. He played. Yeah, he took over. He played the last. It wasn't. I didn't expect much from him.
It's not like you're sitting there. Yeah, exactly. Oh, this is our second coming, right? We're going places. Yeah.
They're a wild card.
Yeah. Lamar had a lot of juice last year.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think with Buffalo, though, as long as they win their division, they're going to at least have the wild card and the divisional game in Buffalo. Then the AFC Championship. I mean, let's face it, all roads lead to Kansas City. So
yeah, they do.
Yeah. That's a team, man. That's a team. Jeez.
Yeah.
Oh,
Mahomes, man. I loved Mahomes until February of last year, of this year. So, it's hard.
yeah, he
It's so hard.
put a hurting on your Niners, didn't he?
Man, I was watching him all season. I'm like, damn, Mahomes is good, man. Wow, look at him. Just the year before, and then he comes through and he gets injured, and I'm like, I felt bad for him. Like, oh man, messed up his knee. This is crazy. He's we've never seen something like this. This is good. He's a Super Bowl favorite. They get into the Super Bowl, and I was quiet about the Niners. They were kind of just dark horse for me. And as the season progressed, I was like, man, I don't see anybody beating us. And we were just good.
I thought Seattle had the best chance of beating you guys. Honestly,
just from a rivalry standpoint,
exactly.
I agree with you. It was just like we can just lay an egg.
And that defense last year was so tough. And I mean, it will be again. I think at some point, right? Just you lose all your defensive starters on the line, you're going to be you're going to have a certain kind of rough. The year's rough that way, right?
And then we got to the Super Bowl, and everybody's like, you want to bet? Everybody's coming to the barbershop. They know I'm a Niners fan. Oh, you guys made it, and all these, fans of other Cowboy fans and fans. I'm like, wait, you want to bet? I'm like, what do your team's not even there. The Chiefs are going to kill y'all. The Chiefs are going to kill y'all, and it's like, we're up 20-10, something like that, 7 minutes to go in the game.
You start feeling ways, right? You start feeling ways.
No, man, we were up. I'm telling you, we were up, and I was a nervous wreck still. With 7 minutes to go and us up 2 possessions, I was still a nervous wreck. Like I just had a feeling, and maybe it's my fault. Maybe I didn't have the confidence I needed to have for us to win, to pull that off. But I was just like, I just had a feeling. I was like, this, Brady versus the Falcons stuff started playing in my head, and sure enough.
You watch enough football and you feel that way. Even I felt that way watching that game. Was like, man, Andy Reid's got one more push in him. Mahomes is too special to let this thing go like this.
I've never seen a quarterback just look so vindictive. Like, he looks so vindictive. If he goes down, it's like, I'm not. And you see that icy look on his face. He comes out there. It's like, I'm going to get these touchdowns back. It's scary to watch.
Yeah.
Scary.
I'd say my phone was quiet. Nobody was calling me. None of those people that were talking crazy were trying to contact me. When that clock struck 0, my phone went nuts. I was like, "What? You're a Falcons fan? Why are you even talking to me? Like,
it's so gross.
What are you doing? My mom's a Seahawks fan. God bless her. She calls me up, she's like, "Hey son, you all right?" Like, hey, yeah, Mom, I'm fine.
Yeah, thanks for calling.
I think she was the only phone call I answered just because she called me.
Layton, how did you become a 49ers fan in Washington?
Well, so I grew up the first part of my life in North Carolina, and we didn't have a football team until 96, 95, 96 when the Panthers came. Okay. We knew about the Panthers a few years prior. They were selling merchandise and stuff a few years prior, letting us know, hey, we're going to get a team. And they had a bunch of different names that they wanted us to choose from. And, I remember everybody was down for the Panthers. But by then I was already playing youth football and Tecmo Bowl on Nintendo. And, you just drop back and press the button, throw it up to Jerry Rice. It was just say, hey, so I ended up a 49ers fan. And, it was that way for, everybody there. My older brother, he's a Cowboys fan. My cousin is a Dolphins fan. I think everybody kind of just chose up. Everybody just picked the team that they wanted to be. It They were like, "Why aren't you a Redskins fan?" Because we don't want to be Redskins. You know,
Was it like a
why?
play? Like the players draw you to be a 49ers fan? Is that how it worked?
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. You know, I tell everybody, one of my favorite player growing up was Bryant Young.
Yeah.
You know, and that's because I played nose guard. You know, my first years coming up, and that's what he was. He was a DT, number 97, and you know,
He came out of Notre Dame, right?
yeah, he did, and he was my guy, man. I wanted to be just like him. All the DTs, you know. I was a big Cortez fan, you know, and you know, I love the Fridge and you know all those guys. So I chose the 49ers, and then we moved to Seattle or to Oak Harbor right when we got the Panthers, and the Panthers were really good that first year too.
Yeah.
You know, but we moved up here.
Them and Jacksonville both were really turning in for being.
I think they both made it to the championship games that first year.
Isn't that crazy? Because it's like, you know, NFL, that was the first time I ever saw like expansions and they're making it to the Super Bowl real quick, right? Until this past like 2018 season there with Vegas Golden Knights in hockey. And it was the first time ever you see an expansion team just explode like that.
Yeah.
So Seattle Kraken, if anything, I mean, if they have a GM that's like half-minded, you might have a good team right off the bat.
I'm expecting it because I think they, you know, with hockey, they give them a lot of perks, and you know, you get all the draft picks, you get the top free agents, you get
all the first. Yeah, that's exactly it. Because you're an expansion team, so you get the first round number 1 draft picks. You're going to be able to. So the thing is that there's a protection, right? You're able to protect so many players, but there's like 3 players that you have to leave off. Yeah. There's so many good players. There's always going to be somebody that you're going to be able to pick. That's like, well, I could use him. I could use him. You know. But now Vegas. So because now it's been a few years that Vegas has been around, they're actually looking at the free agency for the first time ever, having to make those cuts. You know. So there's guys that are 35 goal scorers that's just like, well, we can't afford you, so we're going to have to let you go and then try to pick up somebody else. So, I mean, Seattle's going to be good for a few years, I think. And then
I think I don't know a lot about hockey, but that's what I heard, you know, and, you know, just seen on TV is that it's good for those first 3 years. And then,
you got to really work in those 3 years if you want to keep it going.
Unless, of course, you're a great team that just is able to draft well, then you have a window that could last for a few years. But usually your window when you have a team like that is usually shortened like 4 or 5 years, and then you start losing players, and it's like, well, we can't afford this guy, we can't afford this guy. So it's crazy, you know. Like that's why everybody's laughing at us Leafs right now, because it's like we have all this talent, but we have no defense. So it makes it very difficult because so they'll score 6 goals on us, we can score 6 as well. But then you're just in that shootout, and it's just like, this is crazy. This is too much, and my heart can't take it.
Hey, Sean, you should ask Lampton who he thinks the best quarterback in the league is right now.
Should I? Okay, who's the best quarterback in your opinion there, Lampton, in the league right now?
Russell Wilson. I gotta give it to Russ. You know. I just now listen. He's had you know. I know when people say now listen, you got to explain something. So
look at this guy. He just said this. He's walking away, Brad. Okay, now all right. Go ahead, Lampton. Go ahead. Explain this to me because I don't see this math. I don't see this math. Brad does.
So
Brad's looking through a kaleidoscope.
You know. So who your top 3 got to be Mahomes.
Mm-hmm.
Russell to me, and then after that, man, you're kind of just splitting hairs for who's 3rd, 4th, you know, and I just don't think I don't think Mahomes does anything better than Russell, you know, and I, you know, other than throw left-handed passes or something like that. But there's Russell's been doing what he's been doing with less for a lot of years.
And the argument could be made about Aaron Rodgers because he only has one legitimate wide receiver, and
Rodgers is a bad boy. I'm with you on that. Rodgers is a bad boy, but man, Russell, he just puts that ball in places that, I mean, Rodgers will hit some guys, but man, just from what I've seen from Russell, man, when the game's on the line, when the chips are down, there's nobody more dangerous than that guy. I can't.
I have
hate
to agree
watching
with
him.
you on that. Like when it comes to the big game, and you got a big old air it out pass. I mean, Russell usually 9 times out of 10 will make that pass, right?
If he lets it go,
yeah.
If he lets it go, he's got something. And
But I don't know. I mean, he's in conversation, but I don't know if he's a top guy this year. Like I don't know, Brad. I don't know. I mean, I like Russell. I think he's definitely the MVP of your team.
You got his jersey in your closet.
I do. I love the guy. What's there not to like about the guy? The guy's a nice guy.
I am wearing a Josh Allen jersey.
Hey, easy now, easy. I'm getting a Josh Allen jersey. Christmas is coming.
I ain't gonna wear it.
Yeah, we'll see. I'm gonna see what goes on with over these next few years. I right now, just like I said, just seeing what I see on the field, man, that guy, he has a command of his offense that most don't have. I think he's got so with Mahomes being skill wise, he's amazing to watch. But I think both him and Rodgers, both Russell and Rodgers, are definitely a little bit more in command of the offense as far as what's going on and who's putting guys here, putting guys there.
Yeah.
I don't
Mahomes benefit. So Mahomes is super talented, right? Like we're not taking that away from Patrick Mahomes.
No, but he has Tyreek Hill.
Benefit of having he's got one of
Travis Kelce.
Yeah.
He's got one of the best coaches ever, right? Andy Reid's up there. I think we'll appreciate Andy Reid more when he's gone than we do right now.
Yeah.
He's got all those weapons on offense. They're always going to have a capable defense.
Tyreek Hill's turning backflips on people into the
Yo. Yes. That was ridiculous, Lampton, when he caught that pass. Stops and then just turns around to the backflip. I'm like, come on, man.
I think I gotta fight you after that.
Okay. You can't get away with that anymore.
Yeah. If I'm the DB,
backflipping. I'm like, what in the world? But
I'm definitely going to give you a shot to the face mask at some point.
Right. Lampton, I do have to ask you this question, though. Baker Mayfield without OBJ, better, worse?
I think the Browns are better without OBJ.
Right.
I think Baker's a little bit of the same. And I don't even know if that's OBJ's fault. I'm not going to blame him, but it seems like when Odell went down, they decided but they decided we're going to run the hell out of the ball because they definitely took it out of Baker's hands once OBJ went down.
Yeah,
and they just stopped depending on him and they were running it like crazy. And
I think that they have a star in OBJ and it's not his fault, but I think they press and look for him. That's what my thing about Baker is that I feel like he forces the ball to Odell when Odell's in when he shouldn't. And you see that more now, and I agree with the running game. I think it's not Odell's fault. It's definitely not, but they're definitely better without him because the offense isn't mature enough to handle having a superstar receiver like that. I think that's the
right.
That sucks, man. For Odell,
it does, yeah. But at the same time, I think there's a lot of tension just lifted from that because you don't have to. Like, I think he has 3, maybe 4 touchdown passes in the past 2 years that he's been there. So it's like that's a whole lot of pressure you don't have to worry about.
Odell is going to thrive, which sounds crazy to say because he's one of the best receivers probably. But if he could get onto a team that has an established coaching staff, right? You put him in with a Shanahan or God forbid, a Andy Reid.
Man, I think Stefanski's good. I think Stefanski's
but he's not. He's never had that before, though. You know what I mean?
You got him out of Cleveland already?
I think so. I don't know.
It sounds like it.
That's what it sounds like.
If they win 2 playoff games, I think that he's done in Cleveland. I think they try to see what they can get for him.
What do you guys think of Mariota's debut there in a Raiders Raiders
I'm
game?
in the fantasy playoffs, and Derek Carr was my quarterback, and that sucked. That's all I got to say.
Buddy, I couldn't believe when he's running, and all of a sudden, that looked terrible. That looked terrible.
Yeah, you could kind of. It was kind of one of those. You could see the ripple happen. It was like, he kind of just pulled up a little bit. Mariota, he looked really good. He looked, you saw all those Mariota, the things that got Mariota where he is. You saw all of those, and then you saw some stuff that got him where he is.
One pick, yeah.
So you saw the stuff that got him to the league, and then you saw the stuff that got him to the Raiders.
Man, Mariota is maybe like the best version of a Gruden guy. Right? Gruden thinks he can fix those things and make him into a superstar. Like, I felt like that's why they went to get him. I always feel like Derek Carr's job was on the line as soon as Mariota came in, because Gruden likes that guy, right? He likes the Mariota body type and those gifts, and he thinks he can, for me, the knock on Gruden is that he always wants to be seen as like the guru. He wants to be the guy that got that guy up there, and Mariota's the best example of talent.
There's a soundbite that plays in my. I don't know why it's stuck in my head. There's a soundbite from Gruden, and it's Nathan Peterman's a good quarterback. Yeah. And it's never left my mind.
Dude, watch that Buffalo debut, 5 picks.
It's never left my mind. Like, what is this guy talking about?
That's why I keep thinking you should just go back to Monday Night Football, dude.
I hear it. Nathan Peterman's a good quarterback. I just hear it in that Gruden voice, man. Nate Peterman's a good quarterback.
So I have okay. So like, there's a lot of Quebecers that listen to the show here as well, right? From Montreal, and a few of them are very diehard Bills fans. But I'll never forget when Peterman was showing up, and like one of my buddies would go, "Hey, Ned Peterman, you be throwing the ball there," huh? And I'm just there going, "Yeah, man, I don't know what to think about this."
He's throwing it.
He's 5 picks. He goes, "I do not believe this Nate Peterman is good." No, he is not.
I think he had 5 picks, and I think he had like 8 or 9 attempts or something like that.
It was in the half. It was 5 picks in the half.
I think it was 4. I think it was 4 in the half, and they still brought him out in the third quarter.
Yeah,
and he threw one more.
Yeah,
he threw one in the second half. He threw a pick or something like that.
And they were like, "All right, Tyrod,
you're done. You're done."
Okay.
That's no different than Johnny Manziel. Johnny Manziel's debut in the CFL was like pick 6 right off the bat. I'm like, ooh.
I heard. I'm not sure how true it was, but I remember. I think somebody told me the reason that they benched Tyrod, and they had a winning record at that time. They were leading the division at that time.
In Buffalo.
In Buffalo.
When they put Nathan Peterman in.
Yeah,
is that there were certain contract incentives that Tyrod had that if he had met them, they would have had to pay him a bunch of money when they had planned on getting rid of him anyway.
Yeah, so very possible.
They planned on moving on. They had the new coach and everything. They planned on moving on, and he was playing well to the point where he was going to meet certain incentives, and they were like, "All right, well." Because it didn't make sense to bench him after a win. And
no, it didn't make sense. But the big thing with Tyrod is that his number one receiver at that time was a running back. It was LaShawn McCoy. He had the most yards. He had Sammy Watkins at that point. And then I believe he traded Watkins for a buddy in Carolina. I can't remember his name right now. It's not
Kelvin Benjamin.
There we go. So, I mean,
6'6" and all that wingspan.
Yeah, so I mean, you have all these weapons, and you weren't able to use it. It was just little dink and dunks to LaShawn McCoy, little dink and dunk. It was your number one receiver.
Yeah.
So they're probably thinking, like, why are we going to pay this guy all this money when we know we're going to move from him, because we cannot rely on a quarterback where your number one receiver is your running back. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah,
I believe that rumor. Sorry, go ahead, Brett.
That's why Buffalo can't win a Super Bowl, because they make those terrible ass decisions.
I don't think Tyrod was going to take him to the promised land or nothing. But
I just am saying that they just made a decision the Super Bowl gods didn't like, and they're
Listen.
like, "Well, those the playoffs."
Look what they did to
there
Doug
goes.
Flutie. Look what they did to Doug Flutie. Doug Flutie brings them to the postseason. It's like, we got this guy that we're paying all this money for, so you just go ahead and sit down there, Doug. Sit down.
Yeah, you got your cereal.
Your Flutie flakes.
Doug Flutie got a good life out of one Hail Mary pass.
He did, man. He did.
Dude, are we still talking about Boston College? Come on, man. He had a good CFL season there. He had a few Grey Cups in CFL. No. Listen, who's the number one passing guy of all time? And actually, the record might be broken now because Tom Brady might have broke it. But it's Anthony Calvillo. Anthony Calvillo in the CFL had the all-time passing yards list. And the thing is that, this is maybe you play 18 games in a season. I don't know, with 6 teams. I have no idea. But
yeah, you play 18 games with 6 teams. You know which guy. Yeah, I'm throwing it on him.
You can see him.
Yeah, 40.
No.
Yeah. 30, 32 over there can't cover nobody. I'm up there.
The third time you're seeing him, he got shit. He's going with that guy all day long.
Yeah.
Whatever that matchup is, that guy's hot.
Yeah.
It's so funny, right? Because I remember looking at that as it's an 18-game season for the CFL, and there's I think 7 or 8 teams.
When you're only drawing 8,000 fans, you gotta put more numbers in there. Gotta get that cash up.
Yeah.
For some reason though, Johnny Manziel just couldn't. I don't.
Sean's got a great Johnny Manziel story. That's his team right there.
Which
one?
one?
Johnny was so great in college.
Yeah. Johnny football.
Despite what anyone says about him, all of his problems were off the field.
Yep.
But then he went up to the CFL, and it seemed like he was being humble. But when he got on the field, it was just like, oh,
it was terrible. His debut was terrible.
Humbleness is what got him in trouble.
Listen, Lambton, I was this close to buying a Johnny Manziel Montreal Alouettes jersey. This close. And I said to my
game 1 of the Johnny Manziel experiment.
First game. I just got promoted that day. I got tickets. I'm there. I'm going to watch Johnny Manziel play in the CFL, right? So I'm really excited. About this close, I look at my buddy. I go, man, I want to go buy that jersey because it's flying off the shelves. But I want to watch the first play, right? First play was a pick 6. I'm there. I'm not getting his jersey. Not happening.
Hey, Jesus.
I feel bad for him. I think he's trying to make a comeback somewhere yet again. I just don't know who wants to take that chance. I don't know. Somebody will. He go XFL. Yeah. The Rock will turn him around.
They need all the draws they can get. So
yeah,
why not?
Yeah. I'm wondering if that was a good investment for the Rock, buying the XFL.
We'll find out. We'll find out.
He don't have a lot of losses. We should see.
This is my birthday, boy.
What's up, buddy?
Hey, happy birthday.
Happy birthday, this egg.
Hi.
He just woke up. Turned 6.
Hey, 6 is a big day, man. That's the thing. It's a big move.
That is a big day.
Remember that kid was born. That's crazy. It's been 6 years already.
Yeah.
Yeah. We will we'll let you go and get on to that birthday. I know you got some things planned. We appreciate it. We'd love for you to come back. This has been I know,
this was fun, man. This was fun.
Yeah, Lipton. We need you back, man, because there's some good
we gotta get into. I want to talk more. Sean's not convinced that Jimmy Butler is Michael Jordan's son. I need your help with that conspiracy.
There's a couple of key pieces of evidence, but we'll get into that.
I want to talk about the whole Michael Jordan thing. We want to talk some NBA, some more football. So we'll set up soon. We come back on, and then and we'll keep it going. But thank you for being here.
Nesquik.
That's a sponsor.
Sponsored by Nesquik. A quick plug. A quick plug for Nesquik. Brought to you by.
Yeah.
Seriously, Lipton, thank you so much for coming on. We're going to have you on shortly because this was fun. This is a lot of fun.
I appreciate Sean, man. Thanks.
Yeah.
Brad, I'll see you soon.
Yeah, man. See you.
All right, man. You guys take care.
Later.
Take it easy.
Bye.
Lampton Lawrence, everybody. Again, I mean, I still think it gives me the best. Like, it's the best fate you've ever had. You go see Lampton. So
Look at you, man. Look at you. You look so good. Lampton did you
keeps me
justice.
fresh. I don't leave. I'm always good to go if I leave that place. It's my whole family goes there. My boy goes there. My nephews, all of me.
I'll tell you what. There's only a few people that can hang with us talking sports like this. Like, Reed, Dave. We found them. There's others. I'm sure out there, right? But we're fanatics. I like Lampton because he sounds like he's a fanatic as well.
Man, Lampton, I'm telling you, he has the best job. He talks sports all day long, and he's always just well rounded. He's got his teams and his favorites, but he's not biased. That kind of like we are, right?
No, obviously not, because he said Russell Wilson is the greatest quarterback.
Thing. He's going to be upset probably that I put him on the spot like that, because he told me that not long ago, and he goes, "This hurts my heart to say this out loud."
I don't know if I agree with him on that, but I will say there's some good points he brought up.
That's the beauty of sports, right? Everyone's got.
He brought up some good points. I won't deny the points he brought up, but by also using those points, you could say Aaron Rodgers is probably one of the best this year too.
Yeah.
So
we just go, all those things. I'll tell you, like, it's the best thing. Not only do I get like the best haircut I ever get,
you're getting great sports talk.
Yeah, man. It's a highlight for me just to be like the days that my nephew and my son both need haircuts. It's the three of us. I know I'm going to get about an hour and a half in the shop, and we're just going to talk and just kind of get through it. And so anyway, thanks to Lampton again, taking some time out of his day, especially on his son's birthday. So,
all right, there's a few I want to get into this NFL here.
Yeah.
And then I want to talk about NHL restart. Looks like 56 games. I'm really happy about that, Brad. I didn't think it was going to happen. I thought it was going to happen February 1st. We're going to look at 48 games, just like, most lockout seasons that we've had.
Yeah.
56 is decent. It's not the 72 the NBA is doing, but 56 I'll take. I'll take 56.
Quickly on the NBA. We'll talk more NBA, I think, next week because it'll have just kicked off, right?
Yeah.
But, man, the Kyrie, LeBron storyline has been fun to watch, LeBron being upset. But Kevin Durant looks like he's going to be the best player in the league again.
Oh, yeah.
More into that, but man.
Yeah. He needed that time off. I think Brooklyn is a favorite in the East.
Man, they are going to be.
Did you see what they did to Boston? They had to sit those two guys afterwards.
It's preseason, right? So it's a little hard.
I know it's preseason,
but man.
I mean, preseason, I'm also telling you that the Raptors are not going to be the Raptors of old. You know what I mean?
If Brooklyn and the Lakers can stay healthy, that's the finals matchup.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm not even
currently constructed, and as healthy as they are today, that's man.
I won't write off Miami because
you can't. I'm just saying, I feel like those are the favorites to make the finals, and I think that. But I think that Brooklyn wins. I think, man.
Wow.
Today.
That's a bold statement. I mean, it's not crazy. It's not a crazy.
No, it's not crazy, but it just feels like that. Anyway, so let's jump back over the NHL. I think that next week we talk about the NHL to its 56.
Yeah. I guess the big thing though is that most Canadians. Yeah, most of the Canadians we're a little upset because we still don't know. Okay, so we were looking at all Canadian division. Yeah. And now they're saying, that's probably not going to fly, and so that means all these Canadian teams might have to move down to the U.S. to play. So that's something that's still working out right now.
How many Canadian teams are there in the
NHL? Seven.
How many are in the NHL total?
No, there's 30. Okay. 31 right now. Yeah.
So, well, that makes sense then.
No, it does. I'm not disagreeing with you. It's just that there's a lot of Canadians that'll be sitting there and feeling with
the border being closed, that's what it is. But we're watching the 49ers finish their season out playing in Arizona.
Yeah. No, it's one of those things. I mean, like basketball, you had to make concessions. Baseball, you had to make concessions. So I mean, the same thing's gonna have to happen with hockey, right? So, but yeah, we'll get further into that afterwards.
Where's Toronto? The Raptors? Where are they gonna play this year?
They're already in Tampa.
I mean that they're gonna be there until further notice, right? This is kind of the thing. So,
pretty much the whole season. I can't see it changing.
Yeah, I mean, that's just the thing. As this pandemic lightens up or gets at whatever we're going to do with this pandemic, I'm just happy to have sports still.
Absolutely. Go ahead. Sorry.
Back to the season at hand. The NFL.
We're back to the lecture at hand.
Yes, back to it. We've got some fantastic games that are really going to, playoff seeding is a big deal. I feel like
I just
a lot
can't
of
believe you just said, "Oh, are you worried about the Broncos beating the Bills?" It's like, no, I'm not worried about the Broncos beating the Bills.
all I know is that the Denver air is mystical.
I'll give you that. But it's still the Broncos.
If this game was in Buffalo, it's a 2-touchdown favorite game. This is what it is. Buffalo's favored by 5.5 points.
Same thing. Are you going to ask me do you think the Panthers are going to beat the Packers? It's like, no, I think the Packers got that one.
Packers are at home.
Yeah. Packers are going to
Aaron
smash
Rodgers
them.
is not losing to Carolina at home.
Yeah. Colts, Texans. I mean, Indianapolis wins that all day.
Yeah.
Lions, Titans. Again, Titans win that all day. I don't see Matthew Stafford showing up and it's like, oh, yeah.
I don't know that Matthew Stafford is going to play. He has bad ribs and he hasn't practiced all week long.
Yeah.
I think it's the Chase Daniels show, and I think it's ugly. I think it's the Titans have to win. They have to win and keep pace. They're not gone away.
They're not handed anything.
They're trying to stay home for as long as they can. And we all know it probably runs through Kansas City, but Tennessee wants to be home for as long as they can. So
absolutely,
I think that's a win.
But the thing is that you're still looking up at Indianapolis, who's going to win that game against the Texans. So you're still a wild card team.
Yeah.
So you have to keep pace so that hopefully you could overtake.
Yeah, so crazy.
Isn't that crazy? Yeah.
Pretty wild.
Yeah. Bears Vikings. It's going to be a good game. It's going to be a slobber knocker.
Yeah. 2 division teams.
Yeah. I mean, Vikings still have an outside chance to make the postseason. I can't even believe that.
Yep.
They're so garbage.
That's the beauty of this year, right? The beauty of, I shouldn't even say this year. The beauty of this time of year is there's so much in the air. There's a couple teams that are solid.
Yeah.
There's a couple teams that are guaranteed to be either a division winner or a wild card game.
But a divisional game is impossible to gauge.
6 teams that on the outside looking in that could still slide in. It's it's pretty fantastic.
And a divisional game is impossible to gauge. That Chicago is going to show up against the Vikings, and they want to play spoiler. You
see someone twice a year. That second time you see them, you know some things.
That's exactly it.
This is kind of the rule of the road, right? That's why division games are so fantastic. I'll watch division games regardless of who's playing. That's fun for me.
I was worried about the Seahawks, but now I'm seeing that Alex Smith might not be playing in Washington.
Alex Smith is definitely not playing, which makes me more nervous because Colt McCoy has carved us up. So
you think that Dwayne Haskins is going to beat you?
I think that the football team's defense would beat us. I just think that it just is tough.
I mean, okay, so listen, that was one game. That was one game that you scored all your points off of defense.
I'm just conditioned to lose. That's just if I'm betting it's I'm betting it's a low scoring game. I think Seattle got on schedule a little bit last week against the Jets. I know it was against the Jets, but they felt comfortable enough. They felt like they were clicking. It wasn't the Jets playing poorly. It was Seattle playing well. The Jets are just poor. I'm not saying that was the thing, but the holding NFL team to 3 points is doing something, right?
It is.
You don't ever see shutouts in the NFL. Like the NFL team is going to get a point, especially when, with 5 minutes left, roughly in the third quarter, Seattle started putting their backups in. Russell Wilson didn't play the entire fourth quarter. A lot of the defensive starters didn't play. Jamal Adams, was out. All those things. So,
yeah, but that's smart football. Go rest them. You have to keep going, right? So
I think they felt they had a good rhythm and they pulled them. So now we'll see. Yeah. And typically, this is where Seattle starts to take off. Is the last 3 or 4 weeks of the season they get hot. And they roll. That's the Pete Carroll way, right? So it'll be an interesting game to watch. I think.
I'm just worried. I'm worried about Seattle because, like I said, I would have been more worried if Alex Smith was playing, but I'm still worried about them. I want to see Seattle make the postseason.
DK Metcalf leading the league in receiving.
He's unbelievable. Unbelievable talent. Unbelievable player. Yeah. Just good stuff. I mean, it's him, and I think Stephon Diggs is up there too. And I mean, Tyreek's got to be up there with that one game. Jeez. One game alone.
Diggs is going into today has 100 receptions for 1,167 yards. DK has 69 receptions for 1180.
That's crazy, eh?
DK has 10 touchdowns. He probably should have 13 if we're being realistic. Stephon has 5. Devontae Adams has 91 catches for 1144 and 14 touches.
Wow. So what do you think of the Buccaneers Falcons?
I mean, Tampa's got to win. I think they will. But again,
Tampa has to win.
Division game, right? Who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows? You know, Atlanta's been playing well since they made the coaching change to Raheem Morris. You know, wouldn't fully surprise me if Raheem gets a full-time job out of this deal. Interesting to see.
All right, here's my prediction. Niners are going to lose to the Cowboys.
Because they got flexed off of the national TV game.
Cowboys are going to win their division.
The Cowboys are going to win their division.
Andy Dalton's going to run he's going to run the table.
I don't think that's possible.
It is possible. They're still within. They're still within. They just got to win every game. But they're still within.
San Francisco's favored by 3 points on the road.
Wow. Well, I just called it. I don't care. I'm sticking to it. I'm sticking to it.
You should stick to your guns. I go the other way, but that's fine.
Because the Giants are losing to the Browns. I don't care what anybody says. Giants losing to the Browns. That's happening.
Yeah, and only because there's 3 feet of snow and they're just having to run the ball.
Yeah, but there's no home field advantage for New York in that because Cleveland is used to playing in that.
That's what I'm saying. The running game in Cleveland is better than the running game in the Jets and the Giants, and they're also conditioned to play in snow. So it's not, that's not the equalizer that you think it would be. Typically,
well, that's
right?
That's it. No, you know what? I stand by that because Cowboys got the Niners, then they got the Jets next week. Not the Jets, the Eagles next week.
Yeah, same thing.
And then and then after that, who do they got? From what I could tell here, they have the Giants. I mean, they got a legit shot of doing this.
They have to run 3 in a row, and the other 2 don't have to lose out, but they can do it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if Seattle does their job, they push Washington down 1, right?
Yep.
If Arizona does their job, which I think Arizona could beat the Eagles. I don't even know. People were questioning why they putting Jalen Hurts against that offense. Oh my gosh. Nobody, what a crazy thing to do. And he comes out, he looks pretty good. But now you got some videotape on him.
Yeah, that's going back. That's a conversation that Lamp and I had this past week when I was in there getting a haircut, is that we've always counted Jalen Hurts out. We counted Jalen Hurts out at Alabama when Tua replaced him. We counted him out when he went to Oklahoma to play. And we've counted him out when he got drafted. And all he's done in those times is win.
You're going to say win, no matter what.
Should have.
That's what I felt was coming, man.
Yep. A little too fancy for me. A little too TikTok-y. You're the TikTok-y star.
The TikTok-y star.
Jaguars, Ravens. That's a Ravens win, but they got to have it, right?
Yeah, I don't see the Jaguars putting up much of a fight in that one. Yeah. No. I mean, they're going to fight, but
Well, the mustache is back.
Yeah, he's back. Well, that doesn't mean anything. No. I mean, Lamar Jackson looks fine. He's gonna end up pulling that out. They need to win to keep pace.
They've got to keep going. They got to build that momentum. That's the Harbaugh way.
That's it.
Jets.
Rams, Jets.
Oh, you want to talk? I wanted to touch on
Patriots, Dolphins. I mean, man, that's a gamble right there.
Yep.
I mean, Dolphins need to win if they want to look at postseason, but so does the Patriots because, oddly enough, they still have a chance to somehow make the postseason.
Belichick's still in the mix.
So
crazy year.
And I can't call. That's a coin flip.
The craziest thing about that whole game is that it's supposed to be 82 degrees in Miami on kickoff. It's crazy. Crazy to me. Damn you, Florida.
Jets, Rams.
Yeah. Listen, this is a 17-point spread for the Rams, and listen, if I can get one thing for Christmas, it's a Jets win.
They're not going to do it. I'm sorry, Brad.
No, listen, I believe in Santa Claus, and I believe the Jets could win.
Maybe the ghost of Christmas present will come and give you some presents there for
Maybe.
that. I don't know.
Maybe I just need it. I need it, Sean. I just need it.
I don't know. I think that's a big ask, but hey, who knows? It is Christmas.
I feel like the kid asking for a pony at Christmas time from Santa Claus. It's the same move. But every once in a while, Santa brings that pony, and everyone's happy. So we'll see.
All right, Chiefs Saints. I still think Taysom Hill starting. I don't.
No, he's not. They announced yesterday, late yesterday, it's Drew Brees.
Oh my gosh!
You feel like there's an urgency in New Orleans.
What? You're going to make postseason? No,
they got to. They got to push. They want that home field. They got to have it.
They're not beating.
They're terrible. Listen, man.
This is one of those games you rest Drew Brees. You're playing the Chiefs.
I think that's. I don't disagree with you, but that makes me feel like they feel differently in New Orleans.
Obviously, yeah. Well, I'm not the coach there. Sean.
They know best, right? But
yeah. What's his name again? Sean Payton. There we go. Sean Payton. Yeah. I don't know, but he is a good coach. I don't know.
A lot of Sean's that are coaches, right?
It really is.
Payton, McVay.
Wow. Yeah. Very good point.
Like 10% of the coaches in the league are probably forgetting a couple.
Yeah. Browns got to beat New York. They got to beat the Giants.
You know what's crazy? I know you hate analytics, but you know that if the Browns lose this game,
I know they have a chance of not making it.
They might miss the playoffs.
I know. It's crazy to think,
right?
It's crazy to think.
Baltimore has a better chance today to make the playoffs than the Browns do.
I know. They have to win this game.
Yeah, and if they lose, they have even a worse chance.
I honestly think that they got a shot in the arm in that game against Baltimore because they were.
Yeah, I think so.
Thubbed. They were drubbed. They were
got to feel better.
Dragged through the mud in that first game.
We're going to find out. We're going to see what kind of coach Stefanski is this week.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I can rally them guys, get them to go, and they got to kick the doors off the Giants.
Yeah. No, I totally agree with you. And they got to just they have to beat them and beat them hard and put a statement win on that one. Yeah. But and make Pittsburgh worry about that last game of the season. They have to do that.
Yeah, have to.
Yeah.
They've got to they've got to spark a little bit of fear in Pittsburgh. And I don't know that is real today, but it'll be.
Well, Pittsburgh's about to snap their losing streak this week. They're playing the Bengals. Yeah, I don't see that.
No.
They're going to snap their losing streak. They're going to be back on the win.
I will say I need to correct myself. It looks like Travis Kelce is leading the league in reception yards.
That's crazy. Wide receiver, right? Tight end. Tight end doing that.
1250 looks like the number.
That's crazy. Wow.
Yep. It's something.
Here's what I want to talk about. The Raiders.
Yeah.
Beats Kansas City and looks like a joke now. How? You almost lost to the Jets.
Man. They lost to the Chargers. That game was fantastic. That
it was a good game.
Was maybe the best Thursday night game of the season.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, in my fantasy football was terrible because I had Keenan Allen who got me almost no points, and I had Carr was my starting quarterback, and so he got me 2 points. So from a competitive standpoint, I feel terrible about how the week went, but. Man, that game was fun to watch. Justin Herbert's going to be somebody.
He is going to be somebody. He just tied Baker Mayfield there for touchdowns in the
rookie
season.
3 games left.
Yep. So he's going to break it. I really like. I mean, it's
or at least 2 games left. I guess.
Yeah, it's very sad that Joey Burrows went down there against Cincinnati. Like that's very sad. But
yeah, this might have been one of the better rookie races that we've seen, right? Maybe the Andrew Luck draft class, was the last time we saw quarterbacks this good this early.
No, for sure.
But man, but that's been some years ago, right? Maybe a decade ago we saw that. So
it's amazing because this is the first time the past little bit you're starting to see quarterbacks come out and are NFL ready. Ready, we got to develop them. Okay, so Josh Allen, you had to develop totally
Well,
understand.
to
that.
hear Anthony Lynn tell, he wanted Herbert to sit for the year. He would have rather that. He would have rather Herbert took the Aaron Rodgers path to
Yeah,
starting,
I could
which I
see
get,
that. Yeah,
but
I
he's
could see
really,
that.
turned the corner and proved that off, right? So
Yeah. I could totally see that because I mean, look at how it benefited Patrick Mahomes sitting that one season, right?
yeah,
It benefits you.
there's something to be said about that.
Yeah, yeah. So, man, I think we reached today the conclusion. Yeah, what a great episode! I was so happy to have Lampton on. Man,
So 21 in the books, folks. Remember, go see our friends at Flyers Brewery and Old Biddies. We thank them for their support. Lampton, thanks for your time today. All those things, Sean. Wonderful to see you again.
same here, buddy.
Next week we'll talk a little bit more outside of the NFL. Maybe. I mean, who knows, right? Next week might be more NFL heavy than this week. We'll see.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, as we come closer to the postseason, right? Yeah. And we got my homeboy there, Darren Hart, coming on next week. There, started up his own personal training business there. So I'm looking forward to listening to what he has to say. He has a great story. Going into week 16 of the NFL season, and we're going to be closer to understanding push-ups for January 4th there, Brad.
Closer.
Yeah. And I just wanted to say, listen, follow us, Guys Beer Sports, Spotify, iTunes, anywhere that you anywhere that you do your podcast, you'll find us there under Guys Beer Sports. Right. Follow us on Facebook, Guys Beer Sports. Follow us on Instagram, Guys Beer Sports. Webpage, www.guysbeersports. Come on out. Love to hear from you. Thank you so much for the support.
And listen, also, too, one of the things that we do is Monday nights we go live. And so if you want to come on, you got an opinion, you want to say some things, you want to debate back and forth a little bit, you just want to agree with one of us, man, let us know. Let's Monday night we'll give you the link. Come on, talk. We're on 4:30 Pacific time, 7:30 Eastern time. Come on, spend some time with us. Let's talk. Let's keep it going. It's been a fun ride. Let's keep this thing moving.
All right.
Till next time. Peace.
Peace.
You've listened to the podcast, but now it's time to visit us in our virtual sports bar. Get all of our info at guysbeersports.com, where you can find all the ways to connect with us. Watch for live conversations with Brad and Sean that happen throughout the week, and join in with your favorite local beer. You can share your thoughts in the conversation comments with your own uploaded videos, or even join us as a guest live commentator. The GBS Virtual Sports Bar is open for business. Come on in, boys and girls.